Muhammed gave you a very clear way of how to attain salvation. And he told you, and he said, keep the law, and he says, whoever breaks the least of the commandments.
Right, but who was he speaking to at the time?
He was speaking to his audience, who were the Jews.
Right,
okay, but he was sent to the Jews as well. If you're going to say who was he speaking to, I can turn around and say, well, what did he say concerning who he sent to? And if Jesus says he sent to only the Jews, you need to bring me...
I would say, because he was still alive...
Can I my point? Sorry,
go on.
What I'm trying to say is, Paul comes along, and Paul comes and says, if you want salvation, you literally, all you need to believe is Jesus died for your sins, and faith in you. And he goes, the law was abolished. Now that is in total contradiction to what Jesus said. Jesus said clearly, he goes, whoever teaches mankind to break even the least of the commandments of God will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Paul's coming in and saying the law is abolished. So that is now totally in conflict. So this, and this is what I mean when I say, now that's what and when we go back, we use that criteria and say, if anyone comes along and says, I'm seeing visions, I'm speaking to God, you have to put that to a test. God says in the Quran, for example, I'm sure you heard this from the Muslims, God makes a claim, he says this Quran is the word of God, and then he goes, here is a way you can verify it. God says he gives many falsification tests. You know, if it wasn't for me, you will see errors in it, which makes sense to me. If God is the source of all knowledge, you believe that, I believe that. How can he make an error in it if he's saying this book is literally his? So there's one way of testing it. Then there's other tests, like for the Arabs, you know, he said, you know, if you think this is not my word, produce a chapter like it. You know, that's not a challenge for you or me. We don't speak Arabic as a language. But the people that do, that challenge has been there for them for 1400 years. They haven't even answered. What do they turn around? They say, these words I'm hearing is magic. What does that tell you? These are people who are masters of the language, and when they heard the Quran, they didn't have an answer, and they said, it's magic. They understood the language. For us, I would say from in a 21st century point of view, when the Quran makes that challenge about, look, if it's not from me, pull out a single error, that is something we can investigate and say, well, let's go to the test.
But what scripture would you use from either the Torah or from the New Testament to suggest there will be another revelation, another prophet to come? You're saying Moses, then Jesus.
There's quite a few.
Which one would you implicitly use?
I think implicitly, I think Isaiah 42 is very implicit. I mean, I think it makes a very strong evidence claim where it talks about that there will be a new song sang unto the Lord, a new praise, new revelation. What is a song? We're not talking about Michael Jackson's pop thrills here. We're talking about God says that a new song will be sang unto him, a new revelation. Where will that come from? And it talks about that it will come from the area where the inhabitants of Gedar live. And Gedar from the book of Genesis, you know, clearly is a descendant of Ishmael. And then it says that the people of the valley of Selah, the mountains of Selah, let them raise their voices. And Selah again, you can see.
Earlier in that chapter, it's a prophecy of Jesus.
It's talking about servants. It's talking about servants. Now, yes, I agree with you. A lot of Christians say that servant is Jesus. Yeah, but so when you actually go and look at it and start looking at investigating it, technically you will see that it's clearly talking about a servant who's going to come from the inhabitants from the descendants of Gedar and the mountaintops of the people who will be rejoicing on the mountaintops of Selah. Selah is a mountain in Medina. And this is exactly what happened according to our historical records when Prophet Muhammed came to Medina, Selah, came to Medina, and the people stood on the hills and the mountains and the trees and everything, and they were singing praise for God. And God says, let a new praise come, a new song be sung. That's just one prophecy. Isaiah 42. Have a read of it, have a study of it. It was a pleasure, my friend, talking to you. I really enjoyed it. But thank you, take care, and hopefully we can talk. And one day, hopefully you will enter Islam. Take care, brother.